How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Muv-Luv Monday. It's been a while. Thank you for your patience while we've been doing my own thing and taking care of my own stuff, but it's good to be back and it's good to be doing Muv-Luv again. Now, last time was actually a pretty big kind of closing of a section of a chapter, so I'm guessing we're rolling into like essentially the part 2 of this series. It might even be like the the big heading towards the big climax of this part. And I've had a few thoughts since I've been away for a while. So just a brief summary. The big stuff we've been talking about recently was kind of like Hibiki confronting his problems and like the memories he'd suppressed, because he was recognizing that if Miono wasn't being able to face her fears and face her traumas, then him not doing that was not really setting a good precedent. Like, how could he expect her to do something that he himself wasn't doing? So that was the big thing, and we found out that he essentially had to assassinate like one of his teammates to prevent her from killing them, but it's like he took it really personally. I mean, anyone would. It's pretty terrible. And so he like kind of tried to turn himself in, but they're like, look, we're not going to conduct an investigation. Doesn't matter. Just be a good soldier. And so he's kind of probably going to be figuring out what to do with that now that he's like, he wanted to confront it, but it's like he's done everything he can, and it doesn't seem like anything's going to come of it. So now they're moving forward. It looks like some time's passed. It looks like I'm going to guess that the protein plant is up and running, because there's a lot of what looks like meat on the table now. I'm guessing it's all fake, but hey, it looks great. So yeah, we're going to be launching into that. And then I had a thought. Remember the little kid who is at the orphanage? He was acting a little shifty, right? I've got a running theory, something that occurred to me. We know that this plant is going to be the target of any espionage / like, if there's going to be some kind of attack from the Canadian-French Union, it's probably going to be at this plant, because this is such a strategic like resource in these times. So it's like critical to infrastructure. And we also know that the kid who was kind of snooty at the orphanage has been taken up as an apprentice of sorts as a mechanic working at the plant. We also know that he's been seen around the black market area, and it seems a little off, but you know, they haven't really done a whole lot of confronting about it. It got me thinking. So it makes sense that the kid could get involved in something in the black market area, especially because it seems like he has a little extra money, because he tried to buy a bunch of candy for all the kids. So he's got a little extra pocket money he's willing to spend. He's got a job working at this place that's pretty high security, but he's also a kid. Kids tend to not be judgely harshed or paid attention to. So my thinking was, what if he's gathering information and intel? What if he's trading basic infrastructure, technical data, defensive platform positionings, shift hours and rotations, stuff that he could observe being a maintenance crew worker, somebody who kind of walks around through the entire complex but also probably doesn't get paid much attention, especially as a child. And then what if he's selling that at the black market? If there's going to be infiltrators, like there's the kind of like the thing going on how Alice could be like an infiltrator for the Canadian military, and she definitely had that like letter that she received that she then burned, which definitely seems odd, but I'm having a hard time believing she actually would turn traitor. What I think is more likely is that there are people who have snuck in as refugees who are Canadian operatives who are now operating out of the black market, because that's the thing, there's no regulation going on there. So if there's any place a spy would be able to operate, it'd be there, especially if they had resources where they could trade and become valuable to that black market. It's not like people are going to be asking a lot of questions there. So then they offer some extra money to a kid who can give them just information about the plant under the guise of, oh, come on, I'm just curious because, you know, we're all so excited about this thing. Can't you just give us a little information? I'll pay you for it. And then that's how that happens. So that's my guess. I'm thinking that kid might have accidentally got roped into espionage. He's effectively an espionage mule. And I hope I'm wrong, but it hit me. And I was like, oh, that'd be such a sad twist, wouldn't it? Anyway, enough about my skepticism, not skepticism, my predictions. Let's jump into events and see how things play out. I'm guessing this is going to be a slower episode, but that's fine with me. So, toast to the continued friendship. Kanpai.
本日のメニューはすべてこのプラントで合成された素材を調理したものでございます。皆様、ふるってお召し上がりください。
Nice, I was right.
すごいです。こんなにいっぱい食べ物が並んでるのは初
It's funny that we've already got such a great optional picture right here, but look at them. Oh, I missed you guys.
これは迫力がありますね。にくいわね。食後のデザートまで用意してるじゃない。
Would you look at that? It's like a modern day Machuhan festival. The production plant ain't messing around, that's for sure. Step aside, Germany. Imperial science is the best in the world these days. That sounded far less impressive when there's only 4 countries total, but it's the thought that counts. Oh, fetch. There's only 4 countries, so France, Canada, US, and Japan? Are they really the only countries that survived? That's really scary. I never thought about that. Like, I guess they might be others, like in South America, but they've heard nothing from it, and I'm guessing by now they would have confirmed, like, the oxygenation, the oxygen disparities probably wiped that continent out too. Fetch. And is Africa gone? Because I remember Africa was like one of the few places that was relatively safe in the Eastern Hemisphere, but I guess it probably just got swallowed up by that whole disaster. Anyway, this is how life should be. Eating gruel 3 times a day is enough to drive anyone mad.
なんか罪悪感を覚えるわよね。つい何ヶ月か前までは発想も知れない生活してたっていうのに。そうですね。
タッパー持ってくればよかったな。
Yeah, yeah.
何を言ってるんですか。でも今日は街中でも振る舞いの品を配給するって言ってましたし、持って帰ってもいいんじゃないでしょうか。
Well, I mean, it should also, if we do bring food back, though, we should be giving it away. Like, that would, if the spirit, it kind of ruins the spirit if you're saying, oh, we're going to donate the extra food to civilians. Oh, so I'll just pocket some.
タッパーどっかに落ちてないですかね。狼ついに持って行ってあげたいです。貧乏くじ引いたんだっけ。
Oh, that sucks.
そうなんですよ。こんな日に基地内待機当番だなんてついてないですよね。
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
磁気嵐が強くなっちまったからな。しゃあねえさ。お、あれなら紙に包めば持って帰れないかな。
いけそうな気がします。待って、余ったら交渉してみますから。
Absolutely, definitely check.
そう、まずは今を楽しまなくちゃね。では、いただきます。私も。
Uh-oh. Oh, right. Keyword. PTSD is gonna be real fun. It's our duty to spare the next generation from living through the same horrors we experienced. That's why we fight every last one of us.
ねえ、これ合成よね。そうですね。独特の本物じゃない感がありますし、第一、このイベントで合成食材以外のものを出すことはありえないと思いますよ。
Yeah, I imagine it would taste a little off.
そうよね。エレンちゃん、どうしたの？え？合成食材なんて、とうの昔に食べ慣れたと思ってたんだけどね。
どうした？
Not as good as it looks.
なんか、すっごく美味しくない？
Maybe you're just deprived.
はい、とっても美味しいです。
Gee, calm down.
まあ、殿下が臨席される式典だから、料理人も頑張ったのかもしれないな。
Ooh, are we gonna see Yui? Oh, we gonna see Yui.
調理技術もそうかもしれないけど、間違いなくこれは素材レベルで味が違うわ。あ、聞いたことあります。国連軍管轄のプラントで生産された合成食材よりも帝国管轄のプラントで作られたものの方が美味しいって。
Miono, slow down. You're gonna make yourself sick.
それよ、きっとそれだわ。なんか違うと思ってたのよね。
ああ。
ずるいわよ。なんで自分のとこだけ美味しくしてるのよ。そう言われても。
I don't know. Japan tends to just do that. It's a historical precedent, okay? I mean, look, they hold back so many optional games from us, and they always have that superiority complex about certain things. Like, come on, give me Fate! I want to play the Fate games legally, dang it!
職人さんのこだわりだろ？この合成食材は味が悪い。やり直しだ、みたいな。
I'm not bitter at all. Not at all.
カナダにしてもアメリカにしても農業大国だったから合成食材には抵抗があるんじゃないかって思ってたんだけど、これならいけそう。嬉しい意見ですね。内陸部の開発も進んでいるようですし、これで土地や食料を与えてもらうだけだった状況から脱却できそうです。
That's good.
そうだな。
She's gonna eat all the food if we don't start soon. Yes.
今のはどうかね。いい写真が撮れたんじゃないか。
ええ、問題はないと思います。
そうか。じゃあ、明後日までに私のオフィスに頼むよ。
それでは、私はこれで。
うん。立浪注意。これからもよろしく頼む。今日は注意と面識を持てて幸いだった。
Good. He's rubbing shoulders. I know he's not gonna be a big fan of it, but it's important.
はっ、失礼いたします。
Whew. Seriously, how many people has it been so far? Captain Komaki told me to mingle with the VIPs throughout the night, but man, this is torture. That congressman I just met, I have no idea who he is. Couldn't tell you his name if you put a gun to my head. Oh, sounds like me, man. Then again, I'm one of the attractions today. Ain't like I can say no to shaking a few hands. I was thinking about that. Like, I doubt Hibiki and his squad made it here on lottery. I'm sure it was organized.
立浪注意。
Hey, finally a familiar voice. Hey, Walken.
先日の演習以来だな。
ご無沙汰しております。先日はお恥ずかしいところをお見せしてしまいました。
気にするな。小さなミスは大きな失敗の継承だ。意識して改善すればいいだけの話だ。
I'd love to name drop Major Jinguji somehow, but I don't know how I could do that without putting Major Walken in a tight spot. These two were partners in crime, but this dude's an honest-to-God big shot in the United States Army. I gotta think about his position before I open my mouth. Major Jinguji should be part of this conversation, yet she's nowhere around here.
は、本番には間に合わせます。
And I can't count on him to willingly bring up Major Jinguji. Major Walken is also a politician. You can't get far in that line of work if you don't learn to keep your mouth shut.
それでいい。実は先ほど、殿下に拝謁するという栄誉を授かった。
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you did. I know you. I know what you're like. You stay away from her.
殿下に。それは。
Congratulations? Not too obvious. What am I supposed to say? I suck at this.
いわゆる貴人と称される方と会話した機会がないわけではないが、あのお方が我々では到底考えの及ばない環境で育ったことが容易に想像できた。
Probably.
あれが貴様たちの言っていた伝統というものなのだな。
I mean, didn't everyone who had nobility and noble structures do that?
ありがとうございます。少佐にそう言っていただけたことで、私も認識を新たにしました。
そういうものなのか。なるほど。常に意識して日々を過ごすことで、伝統が日常にまで昇華されるということか。
はあ、そのようなものですね。
There are some subtle differences between our understandings, but who cares? We're chatting, not having a philosophical debate.
話は変わるが、この生産プラントは素晴らしいものだな。帝国の技術力には感心した。
Oh, absolutely.
ありがとうございます。
味もいい。これなら我が国にも受け入れられるだろう。もっとも原料の姿を想像すると少し戸惑ってしまうがな。
Yeah, I imagine so. But I remember last time we talked with him and Major Jinguji, like everything they said was coded, you know, like it was like a subtle like dance of words. Like I feel like he's still trying to do the same thing with Hibiki here. Kind of saying like, it actually tastes good, go a long way, as long as no one digs any deeper. Nobody wants to see how the sausage is made, and this is no exception. So I'm guessing he's like, don't be quick to divulge the secret. Maybe especially to the public.
そうですね。
Synthetic ingredients are made from freshwater flagellates. Think of amoebas and you'll be close. I was also pretty grossed out when I first found out.
いずれにせよ、この生産プラントが完成すれば、米日の関係が一層強化されるのは間違いあるまい。
Good.
そうなると嬉しいですね。
Major Jinguji's efforts would finally pay off.
この情勢下において米日関係の重要度は増している。
はい。
ベータだけではない。我々は後輩に人類という敵を抱えている。この現実に私たちは立ち向かわなければならない。
Still sucks. France fired the first shot, but it ain't so black and white.
あの時、東海岸にこの設備があれば。
France managed to relocate most of its civilian population to Canada before Operation Babylon was set in motion. Ironically, their success is one of the leading causes of this war. Because after Babylon went sideways, the French government was forced to take extreme measures to keep the population alive. I've come close to starving to death. Maybe that's why I can empathize with them a little. From my point of view, what the French government decided to do was completely rational. Rational. Still terrible, though. At the same time, it's because of them that so many of my friends had to die.
せんないことを言ってしまったな。
いえ、少佐のその思いは、私も等しく感ずるところであります。
This all could have been avoided if there was enough food for everyone.
冒険少佐。
Hey! Lilia! I'm glad to see you again.
シェルベリ注意か。どうかしたか。
いえ、少佐が立浪注意と話している姿が見えましたので、私も
ご無沙汰しています。先日はありがとうございました。
What's with her?
雰囲気が変わったわね。何かあったの？
いや、特には。
そうは見えないけど。
She's too perceptive. Where would I even begin? Man, this chick's pretty perceptive.
知り合いだったのか。
先日の演習後に少々似たような経験をしたものとしてお話を。
なるほど。他国に知識を得るのは素晴らしいことだ。いざという時に頼りになる。
Oh, hint, hint. Gonna be important later, I'm guessing.
本当は神宮寺少佐にも挨拶をしたかったのだけど。
Oh, hey, there you go. Just like that, after I've been racking my brains trying to divert the conversation toward the Major.
そうですね。残念です。
帝国は神宮寺少佐を一日でも早く現場に戻すべきだわ。
Amen, sister. You don't read the mood, dang it.
冒険少佐もご自分の立場を気にされるのではなく、実利の面から訴えるべきです。それが。
やれやれ。マリーンが手厳しいのは世界がこうなっても変わらないようだな。
If anything, that would just make them bolder. You think the Marines are going to be the ones that are going to flinch when the world explodes? It's not going to be them. I mean, there's a reason they take up the jobs they do.
ごまかさないでください、冒険少佐。重要なことです。あれほどの傑物を遊ばせておく余裕などないはずです。
No one's going to disagree with you, but we also can't have people who flagrantly disrupt and like break treaties also taking the spotlight. Except she's not.
シェルベリー注意。
何かしら。
神宮寺少佐はその能力を必要とされている場所に配属されている。
そうとは思えない。あなたがそう思いたいだけなんじゃないの？
I'm not.
注意は今の神宮寺少佐を見ていないから。それにあの人は時が来ればまた前線に帰ってくる。それを望む人は多いし、本人もそう考えてくれている。ただ今はまだその時期じゃない。そうですよね、ウォーケン少佐。
その通りだ。シェルベリ注意。時間だけが解決してくれる問題もあるということを覚えてくれ。
了解。少佐と立浪注意を信じてみることにします。
I like how Lilia's still Lilia, you know, like, she went through a lot, and she learned a lot, but she's still her, and she's always been like this, right? Like, she sets her mind to something, and she will not stop talking about it. She will beat it to death before she allows it to just go quiet. I like that about her.
ありがとうございます。
さて、いささか長居しすぎた。他にも挨拶しておきたい。邪魔をしたな。また会おう。
はい。
いずれまた。
Whew. Major Walken.
相変わらずマッチョだったぜ。
Yeah, he is. Is that all hamburgers in your average American diet? Or maybe it's because they eat real red meat by the truckload? Anyway, considering Major Walken's current position, I can see why he wouldn't exactly be eager to discuss Major Jinguji's case openly. Instead, it felt like he was trying to feel me out. Man, I just went out and parroted what Major Jinguji told me and made it sound convincing. Looks like I'm getting the hang of this PR speak thing. You tell yourself that. I'm sure that she believes in the work she's doing. I don't think there's a waste of her talents or that she's deluding herself. Heck, I definitely felt much better after my chat with the Major. Not only that, but I completely bought what she was selling. But whether or not that's the best position for someone as experienced as the Major, yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Agreed. Like, she's doing fantastic necessary work, she's doing it really, really well, and it's really good that she's in that position. However, in these times, you need someone who's skilled as a pilot to be a pilot. Like, we all know how valuable every single pilot is, so I think ultimately she will have to be sent back. I'm guessing she'll be sent into the pilot seat the next time there's a crisis. Maybe she's happy as a civil servant. I'm sure there's got to be some things only someone with her experience can do in that position. And yet, when I look at where she ended up from the perspective of someone who was in the right place at the right time, it just doesn't feel fair to me. I believe in the Major. That belief is what enabled me to start walking toward a better future. It's also what made me wish she was in a position to utilize all her potential rather than some mid-level bureaucratic office. What the fetch?
これは失礼しました。注意殿。
気にしなくていいですよ。それより何かありましたか？周囲を気にされていたようですが。
実は、人を探しておりました。帝国軍に所属しているエレン・エイス少尉なんですが。
Interesting. Well, she's in my squad.
このパーティーに参加していると聞いたのですが、ご存知ありませんか？
エレン・エイス。それなら俺のチームだ。
Yeah.
本当によかった。どこにいるかご存知ですか？私、友人なんです。もう何年も会ってなくて。
I can't help but be nervous.
友人？それはすごい。了解です。
Reunion with an old acquaintance. Now that's one unusual situation these days. Good for Ellen. So where is she? Oh, right over there. Talk about convenient.
エレン・エイス少尉。
何かご用ですか？注意。
I'm worried that someone's trying to get her.
ミオナ少尉。こちらの方は？
Uh-oh. Yeah, uh-oh.
は？何言ってんだよ。お前の知り合いだろ？
ごめんなさい。人違いだったようです。カナダの親友と同じ名前だったので、つい。
Oh.
違うの？
ええ。残念ながら。
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Now I'm completely lost.
無論、今後も彼女の監視は継続する。
Uh-oh.
そして、その役割は今後、貴様が務めることになる。いいな。
So... what if someone, took the opportunity of a bunch of people dying to just take on the identity of somebody? And they assumed that no one would ever meet who happened to know that person in real life. And then, yeah, that actually happened. What if she's not who she said she is? Oh gosh. Oh no. Don't tell me. No, no way. This can't be.
もしかしたら、手紙がそちらに届いたんじゃない？意味がわからなかったでしょ？ごめんなさい。あなた、アマンダ・バーキンじゃなくて？ニュージャージー出身の。ええ、そうだけど。やっぱり。エレンから聞いてるわ。ガールスカウトで知り合ったっていう一生の親友さんでしょ？
No, wait, what? No, this sounds like... No.
は？
どういうことかしら？なぜあなたが？
Oh, gosh. So, did she take on an identity out of protection? Or is this part of her, building the case against... Oh, gosh. This could just be her, learning everything about the potential person she's mimicking to try and make it work.
実は同姓同名の女性が舞台にいたの。よく間違われることから知り合いになってね。で、仲が良くなっていろいろ聞いたわけ。
Oh, I don't think that. No.
本当ですか？すごいですね。
Ellen, I don't believe that for a second.
そうだったの。私の友人のエレンがどうなったか知らないかしら。ごめんなさい。一緒に宇宙に上がったけど、そこから先は私にもわからないわ。
See, I can't believe that because, like, could there be two people with the same name? Absolutely. But the chances of that happening like that is just so remote. Like, okay, I have a very common first name, Jordan. I went to a class and there were 5 of us with the same first name, but we all had different last names. If there were an instance where someone had the same first and last name, they would likely put them in squads, like, away from each other just to make sure there weren't any mix-ups. Do you know how important that would be in a military squad and military detail to, like, be able to differentiate clearly between different individuals? And all you'd have to do is make sure that they had different handlers and different, like, squad leaders and different, like, squad groupings, you know? Like, that's not that hard.
そう。ごめんなさい。ご面倒をかけたわね。こちらこそ期待を持たせてしまったみたいで。でもあなたに会えてよかったわ。
I want this to be a red herring, but it really doesn't feel right.
いつもエレンはあなたのことを楽しそうに語っていたから。そう。ありがとう。それじゃ。
エレン・エイスってよくある名前なのか？
そんなに多いとは思わないけど、珍しいこともあるものね。
Warning.
ですね。
Weird coincidence, my butt.
やっぱり言っておくべきだったのかしら。でも話がいたずらに大きくなるのは嫌だったから。
So let me get this straight. By sheer coincidence, there was another Ellen Ice, a not so common name, in her exact same unit. Yeah, I'm finding this very, very hard to believe, and it's not like there's a list of UN forced personnel floating around for us to check. On the other hand, Ellen is Canadian. I can see why she wouldn't want to call even more attention to herself.
確かにびっくりです。結果論ではありますが、報告すべきだったと思います。
だな。気持ちはわかるが、こうなってしまったら仕方ない。悪いが明日、詳細を説明してもらうぞ。
今じゃなくていいの？
まあ、今聞いても意味ないだろう。
The UN Forces personnel management database is woefully incomplete. Knowing there's no way to verifying her story makes this whole thing much harder to swallow.
あんまり突っ込むなよ。俺だって、やりたくてやるって言うんじゃないんだからさ。
Ellen hasn't given me an answer at all to distrust her. No, it's more than that. I sincerely want to believe in her. Oh my gosh, though! Holy crap! Holy crap!
こっちだ。
No.
状況は？
順調だ。俺たちに何も問題はない。
あとは時期嵐次第ね。
Crap, the Canadians and French are using it.
了解だ。
今の。
Oh, interesting. So maybe he's not sneaking information. Maybe he witnessed information. Oh, if he tells someone, they might be able to do something about it.
失礼する。立浪響注意とは貴様のことか。
Oh! No freaking way. How many more times am I gonna have to deal with the whole song and dance number today?
はい、私が噂の立浪響注意であります。
Oh my gosh, I turned to Goofy there. The Imperial Royal Guard.
私は帝国近衛軍神尾辰巳少尉だ。歓談中すまないが、私と同行してほしい。夕日殿下が貴様をお呼びだ。
Holy crap!
すごいです。夕日殿下が。
Her Highness is asking for me. Her Highness is aware that I exist. Of of course she is. My face is plastered all over the TV. This reminds me of when like I first received like direct communication from Anchor, the people who published the Muv-Luv series. I remember they like I've had people at Anchor like message me directly. They gave me clarification about how to make these videos and whether or not they approved of them, which they did. They said that we liked your content, keep making it. I was like, oh, like you're actually talking to me. Like my name came up in a meeting with their outreach team and the localization group for like, you know, the English language stuff, and like the fact that they like mentioned my channel, like it was like, holy crap, they know I exist. And then I also think, who was it? Yeah. One of the writers, I think, retweeted one of my videos because I happened to be covering Muv-Luv. I believe it was it was one of the like the collection of short stories. It was the first one, the one that's like pink. Oh gosh, I should know it. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But they retweeted mine because, like, on the official Muv-Luv channel, they had a few voice actors who were doing a live Let's Play of the Muv-Luv series on their YouTube channel. And I happened to be covering a very similar point. And so they retweeted me, and it was all in Japanese, but, like, Google Translate helped translate it, saying, like, hey, look at this. He's at the same point that such and such people are covering it. It's really interesting to hear another perspective. It's like, that was really cool. Like, they know I exist. It made me really happy. So this is similar, but it'd be a whole nother ball game.
了解しました。
では、参るぞ。
Yeah! Here she comes. Here she comes.
立浪注意をお連れしました。
I feel like I have to be presentable. I'm wearing a terrible shirt. Oh, yep.
シアトル駐留軍第一戦術機構連隊第一戦術機大隊付き第17小隊立浪響注意であります。
This isn't her yet.
日本帝国国事全権代行征夷大将軍公務員雄飛殿下にあらせられる。
初めてお目にかかりまする。強烈至極に存じまする。
Hibiki, please. Nope. That's not.
貴様、バカにしているのか？
いや、そんなことは決して。
良いではないですか、つくよみ。立浪注意。緊張せずとも良いのですよ。
I kind of don't like, unfortunately, that her text link words are not the same color purple that they were in whatever. We're moving on. Hey Yui. I missed you. And the music. It's the same music. Easier said than done!
そなたの活躍は耳にしています。まずは欧州への派遣任務、大義でありました。
はい。いや、そんな、はい。
そなたたちの尽力は、世界協調において日本帝国が果たすべき責務を十分に全うしたと言えましょう。
Okay. Quick deflection. You notice that the coloring of her outfit, this is her, obviously her military, royal military garb. And it is the exact same color scheme that is on the Takamakazuchi that was given to Maya. It's the colors of the Shogun and the Shogun family directly, I'm guessing. That's not a mistake. That is absolutely intentional. And it's making me think of Maya, too. Oh, and the music. Bitch. I love this music so much.
そなたと、そしてそなたと共にかの地で任務に従事した者たちに心よりの感謝を。
Yeah.
ありがとうございます。
そして職務に準じ、また未曾有の災害に遭い命を落とした者たちに謹んで哀悼の意を表します。
Yeah, I'm sure there were a lot that were lost that even you knew about.
もったいないお言葉を賜り、亡き戦友たちも天井にて喜んでいることでしょう。我々は 欧州派遣軍に選抜されたことを名誉に感じておりました。
I wonder if I have the right to say that. I'm proud of my service, but some of us didn't particularly care for Europe. Plenty of the boys were just vocal about how they would have rather stayed in Japan. Still.
かの地で大解放に遭遇され、大変なご苦労をされたと聞いております。
Yeah, that's not an understatement.
はあ、しかしながら、それは殿下と共に日本を脱出された帝国国民と何ら変わらぬことと考えます。我々の戦術規模艦は高波を受け大破いたしましたが、幸いにもアメリカ軍に救助され難を逃れることになりました。その際、日本国民よりお預かりした財産である装備品一式を喪失いたしましたこと、深く陳謝いたします。
良いのです。そなたたちが生還できたことが何より寛容なのです。すべては私の不徳の致すところ。そなたが責任を感ずる必要はございません。
It's a true leader right there. Even if it had no way it could have been her fault because directly, a leader accepts the responsibility because in a position of power and authority, when things go wrong, no matter what, it is partially your responsibility. And a good leader accepts that. Doesn't try to deflect, doesn't try to lay blame, just accepts, fixes, moves forward.
誠にありがたきお言葉。
There must have been a significant power shift in the government at the time. Her Highness would have never given the order to send a fighting force all the way to Europe under normal circumstances. Heck, I'm actually skipping ahead of myself. Did she even give the order in the first place? There's no way to know for sure. At least Her Highness's words of mourning seem genuine.
その後のそなたたちの献身がアメリカとの信頼関係育成の一助になっていることも聞いております。
Yeah.
聞けば大陸横断までなされたと。
It is. Like, people with proper equipment and supplies struggle to do so in like 6 months. It must have been horrific trying to do it while scrounging.
最終的にはアメリカ軍に拾われましたので、横断と言いますと語弊がありますが、地図上では3000キロ以上移動していたことになるらしいです。
So long.
なんと、それは。
仲間が支えてくれなければ不可能でした。私一人では途中で脱落していたと思います。
そなたたちの生還は久々に明るい知らせでした。そなたたちの勇気は疲れ切っていた人々の心に灯火を与えてくれました。中でも第7次シアトル防衛戦でのそなたの献身は筆舌しがたいものがございます。
Oh, wow.
国民を代表し、改めてそなたに感謝します。
I'd be like, oh, be still my heart, I'm gonna die.
立浪注意。
あ、すみません。
どうされましたか？
そのお言葉は本当に嬉しく思います。しかしながら、失礼を承知で、そのお言葉、慎んで辞退させていただきます。
Hibiki, you Chad!
何？
それは一体どういうことでしょうか？よろしければお聞かせ願えますか？
いえ、
I know Major Jiguji was insistent about me not worrying about her, but it would be wrong for me to take all the credit. Her Highness speaks in the name of the nation. Being credited by her is like being credited by every single Japanese citizen.
何か事情がおありのようですが、申してください。
If I didn't know Yui, I'd be like terrified of him telling the truth here, but like, this is the right thing to do. Come on, tell her.
殿下、それはお時間が迫っておりますし。
よい。国を救った英雄がその立場を素直に受け入れられぬことは由々しき事態です。
Do know.
周囲の胸にわだかまる思いが何であるのか、私は知りたいのです。
注意、申してみよ
う。Do it.
召喚はシアトル着任後、神宮寺少佐の下で大隊付き第17小隊の小隊長を務めておりました。
神宮寺少佐のお名前は私も耳にしております。
そうでしたか。
Former IJMDF big shot here in Seattle? Of course she would be. Well, also, she was training and leading and teaching the squad with her sister in it. That's the reason.
恐れながら、第7次シアトル防衛戦での 最大の功労者は少佐であり、私はその手助けをしたに過ぎません。にもかかわらず、神宮寺少佐は作戦終了後、シアトル駐留軍第一戦術機構連隊長の任を解かれ、官職に回されております。無論、神宮寺少佐はご不満を申し上げるような方ではございません。ですが、私はこの事態に得心がいきません。
If she knew you were talking to the Shogun about this, she would slap you across the face.
このシアトルのことを誰よりも深く考え、有事に備えていたのは神宮寺少佐に他なりません。私が受けている栄誉の大半は少佐のものであり、また少佐ほどの人物を官職に回すことは帝国にとって大いなる損失だと考えます。殿下のお力をもって格別のご差配くださいますよう切にお願い申し上げる次第であります。
No, you stop. You don't ask for something. You just simply state this is what I feel. Thank you for it, and you bow respectfully and let her leave. She could make the choice and investigate on her own. By making it a request, you're making it a political issue now. Gosh darn it, Hibiki.
何卒、神
God.
宮寺少佐の名誉の回復を。
I'm sure it'll be fine, but gosh darn it. Shouldn't have made it a request. There goes nothing. Yeah, I can tell this was a terrible idea. I even started to regret my words halfway through. There's no way in hell Her Highness is going to say yes, but she needed to hear it, and since nobody else is willing to say it, I had to.
貴様、よくも場もわきまえずそのようなざれ言を。
Tsukiyomi's right. He shouldn't have asked. He should have just stated his facts and left.
立浪注意。確認したいことがあります。
はい。
そなたは何をもって神宮寺少佐の現在の仕事を官職だと申すのですか？
There you go.
それは。
少佐自身がそう申したのですか？
いえ。
Not a word, actually. Rather, I got the feeling she thought her new job was well worth doing.
そうでありましょうね。そなたが申すように、少佐は自らの立場をそのように嘆く方ではありますまい。
You know, it's actually possible, Hibiki, if you hadn't thought about this, that because of how wonderful her service was and her record, especially with the Shogun, publicly she might have been shamed, but she might have been told, all right, so if you can't be a surface pilot, what would you like to do? And they gave her whatever she wanted, but it had to be behind closed doors and made it look like a punishment.
あの方は、どのような苦境に立たされても、それを糧に道を切り開かんとする方。ましてや、今の仕事は少佐にとって今後の大きな道しるべになるものだと、私は考えます。
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Hang on, Her Highness knows what the Major's job is. How is that possible? And from the way Her Highness speaks, I get the feeling she knows the Major. I mean on a personal level, not just from the news or whatever. Maybe this entire region Major Jinguji was only demoted to a bureaucratic position is that Her Highness used her influence somehow? No, that'd be too much.
注意。そなたの悩みは、私にもよく理解できます。分不相応な立場に置かれ、注目を浴びる。さぞ身の置き場がないことでしょう。
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how you feel.
ですが、今ひとたび、その思いと向き合ってみてはいかがですか？果たして己を卑下し続けることが、そなたを含めたすべての者にとって価値あることと言えるかどうか。
Oh, fetch. Holy crap.
そなたが英雄と呼ばれるゆえん。それは必ずしも誤解ばかりではないと、私は。
恐れながら殿下、さすがにもうお時間が。ご理解を賜りたく。
そうですか。では、立浪注意。これからのそなたの活躍に期待しておりますよ。
Great job, you idiot. I get why he did it, but good grief. That could have gotten... Well, it could have gone worse. He could have, like, I don't know, thrown something in her lap or, like fallen into her and had, like, a crazy, like, talkative kind of moment. That would have been worse, but,
下がってよいぞ。
失礼いたします。
Well, we'll get done goofed.
次の予定は共和党のスコット議員、その次は国連安全保障理事会のグエン氏。それが終わりますと、
もうよい。10分の休憩がもらえる話はどうなっている？
ああ、先ほどの立浪中尉との謁見が当初予定より大幅に超過いたしましたので、その分が
They were barely talking for 5 minutes.
なんだと？それを調整するのが貴様の仕事だろう。
Man, the 3 idiots are a lot scarier in this universe.
ただ詰め込むだけであれば子供にもできる。職務に対する誇りがまるで感じられませんね。
殿下は本日お体の調子が優れないと申し伝えていたはずだ。無理をして万が一途中退席などということになれば貴様の調整の全てが台無しになるのだぞ。
Come on, dude.
そのような簡単なこともわからんのか？
申し訳ございません。
よい、つくよみ。そなたも気にせずともよい。
失礼いたしました。
エビス、スコット議員を。
了解しました。担当官殿、参りましょう。
つくよみ。それより、例の話はどうなっていますか？
Oh.
ご心配なく。万事予定通りです。あの者も忙しくしているようです。
そうでしょうね。あの者の性分でしょう。
I'm like, could they be talking about our boy?
それに加えて、いらぬおせっかいを焼こうとする鮮慮な者もおりますし。
Meddlesome individual. Could that be best physics teacher?
そう申すでない。
殿下、休憩時間の圧迫は都合の良い状況です。どうかおこらえください。
ええ、案ずることはありません。
Interesting. So they got a lot of interesting stuff going on under the hood there. Huh. Ooh, yay! That was awesome! I'm really happy we got to see her. Okay, we'll go a little longer.
クリア。
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 これで下準備は完了ね。予定通り機体のステータス確認を。万一の場合は隠しておいた予備パーツを使用するわよ。
Uh-oh.
了解。しかしバカな連中だ。欲の皮を突っ張らせてこれだけのものを湾内で放置しているのだからな。
Uh-oh.
そうなるように仕向ける工作は手間だったと思うわ。自分以外は皆バカだと思う癖は改めた方がいいわね。
考えるのくらい自由にさせろ。あのバカどもが自分より利口だと思うと死にたくなる。
Oh boy. Yeah, things are getting really... Oh, it's gonna be getting intense here soon. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and end here for now. There's going to be a lot of very interesting and meaningful conversation here. I bet you we're going to be confronting Ellen, or we're going to be talking about the Ellen situation, because we can't gloss over, despite the amazingness that is you, we can't gloss over that horrifically creepy revelation about Ellen. Oh, I'm scared about that. So yeah, we'll have to see how this all plays out. But I am excited to be able to be here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure being able to record this. I miss Muv-Luv. It's been good. I've still got a bit of a cold. Been having lots of sniffles, a lot of coughs and stuff, but I'm hoping I'm on the mend. I'm hoping it's almost over. Please, almost be over. But yeah, we're here, we're doing it right, and we're going to keep it up. So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to this week's worth of content. Hope you guys are as well. Thank you so much for everything you do. I'd appreciate everything that you offer. And I'm going to talk about the lisp apparently now. I don't know what that was, but okay. Especially to the patrons, thank you so much for your support. Like, the fact that we've started the Patreon, it probably is the most inopportune time. A lot of people might say it's crazy, but at the same time, I just wanted to make sure you all understand that, like, if you wanted to support the channel and help continue to make this content possible, if there's an avenue for it that's approved and accepted and proper, but know that I'm making this content regardless. I'm doing it because I love it. But your support helps me do things like get new art for the channel, helps me acquire the games that I want to play, and it also might help me be able to do better outreach to the companies that I'm trying to like get the rights to do. Like a lot of these games, like because they're so centered in Japan, there can be a lot of issues unless I go through proper channels. And so the reason why you might not have seen games on here that you really want to see could easily be that I haven't been able to work with the company in a while. A great example is Mages. Like I did like the Steins Gate games, but I've been kind of halted on doing Chaos Head Chaos Child because they, towards the end of my Steins Gate playthroughs, really started hounding me and threatened to take down a lot of my videos. And so I kind of stepped back, and I'm going to try and talk to them again later, but for now we're just going to take a break from their stuff and hopefully get to it in the future. But you know, we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I certainly did. Oh, that was fun. It's good to see you again. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and until the next video watching me, I'll see you next. I'll see you there.